All right, you guys. So going into today, you should have a rough sketch of what you want your Claydonian to look like. So we're going to take it to the next level today, because your sketch, let's be honest, it's a 2D picture, right? It's on a piece of paper. It's just a like one sketch. So even though we have a rough idea of what your Claydonian looks like, we don't exactly know. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean in just a minute. But for now, we gotta get ourselves set up and ready to go. So the first step, as you can see, is going to be to fold our piece of paper in half, hamburger style, like so. Okay, so folding it that way. And then once we open it up, we are going to label it, because once again, it's a 2D picture, and so we need to translate that into a 3D object. So we're going to need both a front view, so we're going to label one side front view, and the other side we're going to label side view. Okay, so we're going to eventually be making both a front and a side view of what that Claydonian looks like, so we can see it from different angles and get a better idea of what this 3D object actually is going to look like. All right, so once I have my front view drawn, so this is that Claydonian that we've been seeing in our slides, right? And you can see that it's part, what are those called? Like ugly doll, I think they're called. So part stuffy. You can see it's got that little like X for an eye, which I thought was super cute. Part rooster, it's got a beak on it, right? Part butterfly with the wings, and part crocodile with the scales and the tail and the spikes and stuff. So that's what my Claydonian was inspired by, was those four things. Now yours only has to have two, right? And it can be an animal and an object, or two animals and an object, or just two animals, or five animals. Like, it's up to you. As long as it's part something and something else, we're good to go. So here's my Claydonian. So it's looking pretty good. Like, I like how it looks, but I don't really have all the information. Like, this is a drawing of it, but it's obviously very 2D, and I don't know certain information just at looking off of this picture here. Like, for example, what is sticking out of its head? What is going on there? It kind of looks like a pencil, doesn't it? Like, look at that. Doesn't that look like a pencil? Like, here's the yellow part, here's the metal part, and there's the eraser. That's what it looks like. I would have no idea that that's spikes until I draw it again from the side view, and now I can see, oh, okay. So it's like, you know, this thick of a slab, and then the spikes get higher as it goes up, and that's why we can see it here, here, and here, right? So we need to have that side view to like let us understand the full picture of what this Claydonian is going to look like. Some other things that we can't tell looking from just this view, like, does my Claydonian have a tail? I don't know. I can't tell from that view. But once I know it got cut off here, but once I look at the side view, I can see like, oh, okay, so it actually has a tail too, and there's some spikes coming off there. And we can also tell that the feet stick out into space as well. We can also see these cool scales that I wasn't able to see from the front view. So by drawing a front view and a side view, I'm able to get a more complete understanding of what this Claydonian actually looks like. And that's going to be important because we only have so much clay. So it's not like, you know, some of our other projects where it's like, oh, it's okay, just try again, try again, try again. We only have so much clay, so there's only so much try agains. So we want to make sure we kind of measure twice and cut once, as they say, and we double check everything, kind of have it all planned out and ready to go before we actually start with the building process of it. Okay, so now that we've got it all drawn out, our next steps is going to be on this side here on our front view, we're going to label how everything is made. So was it a slab? Am I going to be using pinch pot, coil? What's going on here? So for example, let's start with the spikes again, right? I can see it's about this thick, and it's the same thickness throughout, and then I'm going to cut this shape. So that's probably a slab, right? So I would take in, oops, that pencil's kind of running dead here, but I would write slab on there, okay? And there's lots of slabs, just FYI. My wings would be slabs. That X for an eye I would make out of a slab. All three pieces for this eye would be made out of a slab. That wing, obviously. Spikes, yeah, we already said that. So there's lots of slabs going on here. My pinch pot would be the body. The coils are the snout or the beak, and then the feet. So you can see here is where I have everything listed out, what each part is going to be made out of. So not only do we want to draw the picture on the front view, we also want to label how we're going to make everything once we get the clay out of the packaging next class. On the side view then, this is where we're going to want to do, to label how it moves and how it hits or attacks. So I've got my attack on the beak and on the spikes, and I have 3 moves once again on the wings, on the feet, and on the tail. So I want to have that labeled on the side view. So for next class, this is what I'm looking for: your finalized draft of what your Claydonian is going to look like, front view, side view. Front view labeled as far as how you're going to build it, and side view labeled as far as how it moves and how it hits or attacks. So looking for that for next class. Have some fun, get creative, make amazing things, and as always, I cannot wait to see it.